I tweeted that I got paid on average $10,000 from a major record label for a beat, and a lot less if I'm selling an exclusive beat to an unsigned artist. Of course, things got crazy from there. Some people said I was lying, probably because they're not actually in the music business. But look, I'm talking averages. For a major label placement, I've gotten as much as $30,000 and as little as $3,000. I probably should have turned down that $3,000 placement, but the past is the past. And in my major label contracts exposed video, I very clearly show 2 producer agreements from 2 entirely separate record labels. One was UMG, one was WMG, that clearly show a $10,000 advance. And it just is what it is. Ask any producer who has plaques. Ask any producer that's gotten several major placements in the music business. They'll tell you the same thing. As a matter of fact, they might tell you they're getting more. Maybe they're getting $30,000 on average. Maybe they're getting $20,000 on average. I don't know. I'm not in their pockets. As a matter of fact, this morning something crazy happened. I was surprised by this. I guess record labels and publishing admins are just now processing 2023 quarter 4 royalty statements. So I got 2 statements today, one from Warner Music Group and one from Song Trust, my publishing admin, and the grand total of both was around $20,000. Now, if you've watched Kavi's video outlining how much money he's made total off of his performance royalties for all of his major placements, and he's made about $250,000, I think, then this $20,000 number shouldn't surprise you. However, it surprised me because you have to bear in mind, even though I've been in the music business for a long time, I've only gotten hit singles over the last couple years. So getting big royalty checks is new to me. And also, like these checks that I'm getting, they're big in my opinion. I mean, they're helpful. I'm not going to turn down $20,000. But a lot of people love saying, there's no money in the music business, blah, blah, blah. Look, these placements that I got, one was for the Pooh Shiesty record. There are 3 producers. That was a 3-way equity split. Had I made that beat myself, I'd be getting 3 times more. The other record that I produced that was a hit recently was Rodeo by La Pat. I interpolated Timbaland and Genuine. Those 2 guys split with me, as well as Static Major, the songwriter, rest in peace. So take that into account as well. There's money in the music business. Now back to Twitter. Some people said I should be charging way more for exclusive beats, even to unsigned artists, because of my credentials, because I'm a multi-platinum producer. I disagree. The labels are multi-billion-dollar entities. I know a lot of producers who make statements to the effect of, I'll never sell an exclusive beat to anyone if it's under 5,000, 10,000, whatever. Cool. The average unsigned artist that is getting beats from me is probably a student. They're probably working a traditional job, and they're funding their music career with that money. They don't have tens of thousands to throw at their music careers. So rather than make myself inaccessible to them, I'd rather work with them. But how much should exclusive beats actually cost? How much should you charge for exclusive beats? Now, the last couple of weeks were crazy. Sales were low. I don't know what was going on, especially last week. But this morning, I sold an exclusive beat. It was a beat that I uploaded this morning as well, and it was one of my favorite beats, I think, of this year that I made. And it sold within hours of me uploading it. Now, ironically, one user commented and said the beat was trash. It sold exclusively for $400. Is that too low? I've never liked selling exclusive beats online. It always made me uncomfortable because once you sell that exclusive beat online, that's it. You can't sell it again. You don't know what's going to happen to it. But then I thought back about how stubborn I was about leasing beats, and how when I actually embraced leasing beats, my life changed for the better. So I've started to keep certain beats unreleased. I've been sending those out to my beat buyers who have expressed that they want exclusive beats, because a lot of recording artists want exclusivity. And if my customers are telling me that this is what they want, if they're expressing a need, why would I resist that? I want to actually address that need. But there's so much variation, not just among producers, but even among recording artists, as to how much an exclusive beat should cost. I mean, to me, the $500 mark seems reasonable, with some flexibility above or below. If the beat has a hook, I'm going to ask for more because I have to split that with the singer and songwriter. But also, if a beat has gone viral and sold thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of leases, probably not going to sell it. I mean, these beats here, I'm not selling them. And I actually have pissed off some rappers. There was a big rapper, I'm not going to say his name, who was upset because I wouldn't sell him this beat. And it's like, bro, there's no way you can give me what it's already generated in leases. There's no way. It wouldn't even be reasonable. I wouldn't even feel right asking you for that. For the same beat, another artist whose name I will say, Michi Darko, I worked out a deal with his lawyer, and I explained it to him the same way. At first they were resistant to the idea of leasing the beat, but we eventually worked out an unlimited license situation and they dropped the record. It's an amazing song. I'm glad we did it. And it just goes to show you that there is flexibility in the music business. So I have to be flexible too. And I am when it comes to working with unsigned artists. As a matter of fact, I was so flexible recently. I don't want to tell this story, but I'm just going to be honest with you. So a rapper reached out. They were interested in a beat of mine with a hook. They wanted the exclusive rights. We negotiated down to $250. They said, no, that was too much. That's outside of their budget. I got to thinking, what do people think an exclusive beat is supposed to cost? $50? I mean, this is just a hypothetical. If it takes me 2 hours to make a beat and then I work with a singer and it takes them another hour and I sell it exclusively for $50, I'm making below minimum wage in most states. I'm not doing that. I work too hard for that. Some producers are doing that. Look, I personally think it's the wrong move. It's definitely the wrong move for me, but it's their choice. They might be digging a hole for themselves. They might have it all figured out. I don't know. Again, I'm not in their pockets. I'm not in their minds. But in general, and I saw this, a reply to my tweet. There were so many replies, but basically a producer was saying, look, you're devaluing your music by selling these beats to all of these low effort artists. I felt that way before I started leasing beats online. Yeah, some artists are going to be low effort, but we have no idea who we're selling these beats to. I mean, we could run thorough background checks before selling beats to artists, but we'd be spending a lot more time, maybe for no reason, and making way less money because we're limiting the pool of potential customers. And what if you get it wrong? I mean, a low effort artist today could be a superstar tomorrow. Think about all these artists that no one had ever heard of until they leased a beat online and took off. No one knew who the hell Lil Nas X was before he got on a Future type beat and turned it into Old Town Road. Even Azalea Banks, even A$AP Rocky. There are so many rappers that have gotten their beats online and have just created their own sound and an entire career off of those projects. I've gotten linked up with major artists who just found my beats online. Polo G is one of them. So how much should you charge for exclusive beats? I really have no idea, but here's my advice. When it comes to beat leases, just go with the default. They're there for a reason. Those default prices that are automatically there when you sign up for BeatStars. Try it out for a year. If people within that year, if you notice that your customers are paying for the basic lease, the low cost lease more than anything else, then maybe consider dropping the prices of your higher level leases. If people are only buying the higher level leases, then maybe consider running a bulk deal on those higher leases. Use that data. You're never going to get the data if you don't try. Just try, see what happens and observe, and then make smart decisions based on what you see your customers doing. What about exclusive beats though? I would say consider your expenses, not just your business expenses, but just your living expenses. Do you have other income coming in? Do you have a regular job? Are you trying to quit your regular job to make music full time? Factor all of that stuff in. Figure out what you need to make to not just survive, but also to be happy with your income. Obviously, there's always going to be room to grow. When you reach a certain benchmark, then you reevaluate your goals and set new ones. So for example, if you want to make $60,000 a year off of selling beats, what do you need to make every day or every week or every month, whichever motivates you the most? I mean, with that scenario, you'd have to make about $165 a day or about $1,154 a week. So let's say you sell one beat a week for $400. That leaves $754 that you would have to make off of leases. So you'd have to make about $108 every day off of beat leases. So maybe you price your unlimited lease at $65. And if you can sell 2 of those a day, you're actually ahead of your daily quota. Now, what if you sell 2 exclusive beats a week at $250 each? You make $500 total, and all that's left to reach your goal is $654. Now, that means you only have to make $94 a day off of other sources of income, such as leases. Maybe you can sell 2 beats at $49.99 a day. You reach your goal. You're actually still a little bit ahead of it. And now it becomes a lot less intimidating when you start breaking it down sale by sale, day by day, week by week. So consider that. Consider what your goals are. And then once you reach them, you can start scaling up. Scaling up might mean investing in YouTube ads to increase your customers. Scaling up could mean releasing 1 or 2 more beats a week to potentially grab more sales. There are a lot of different ways to reach these goals, but the fact of the matter is, I truly believe you need to have these goals. You need to have that intention as you're entering into this beat selling journey. But honestly, most importantly, what you need is to just do it. A lot of producers sit around and they just worry about all of these details, all of this minutia before they ever upload a beat online. You got to do it. You have to make your mistakes. You have to learn. That's how you learn, by doing. And if you're not doing, then you're really just wasting time spinning your wheels. That's my opinion. Hopefully that helps. And I wish you much success in your journey. Peace.